Deltahead stream. I am James Howell. It is 10/27/2020, and we are getting a slight half-hour delay on our start tonight, but everything is fine. This is the time of year due to, as you can see, about 3 months ago, that window was fully lit on the outside when we started at this same time. Actually, when we started earlier. So, it's kind of messes with your sense of the passage of time and your intuitive sense of when you should be doing things. And because I don't know why you'd rely on a clock. Seems like an unnecessary tool, right? And yeah. So anyway. So yeah, we're going to be doing part 4, Fatal Frame 2, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. As per usual, pre-game warm-up, I've continued reading Arnold Toynbee's Experiences. I am about, if you can kind of see where that bookmark is by the sundial shadow of its sticking out. Yeah, I'm about I want to say 2/5 through this, and still continues to be good. The section that I just finished reading is the section I was still on when I last streamed on Tuesday. He's section Religion, What I Believe and What I Disbelieve, and it's a little slow going because I find that I actually read much more slowly when I am encountering ideas that I'm already familiar with, and that's because the familiarity prompts a distrust that I'm reading it correctly, because I'm like, well, this sounds like the same idea that I'm familiar with, but is it really? So maybe I should read more closely and more carefully. And, 9 times out of 10, it is in fact the same idea, but there's that 1 time out of 10 where it is in fact worth going over a little more slowly to make sure that, you're picking everything up. So yeah, he is on a range of a likable, pleasant agnostic who has a lot of familiar reasons for rejecting the 3 monotheisms and other polytheisms and Buddhism, etc. So arguments are all cogent and understandable. So, yeah, not a whole lot of surprise there, but it is, in fact, valuable because Toynbee's theory of history does have a spiritual underpinning on the broadest possible scale, which is that there is something of ultimate concern in the universe, and the study of history is an inroad into perceiving and engaging with that. So it is valuable to know those things, even if they're not 100% new. So yeah, good stuff. He's now moving on to history, which is what I'm in it for him. So super excited about what's going to come next. And continued reading the Mabinogion, despite having a Welsh surname. I, in fact, do not know how to pronounce Welsh. Also, oh my god, Welsh poetic forms just completely obliterate English. If you want to try a verbal exercise in hell, take one of the Welsh forms and try getting it to work seamlessly in English. It's tricky. But yeah, this is good. The story that it picked up on is one of the classic trick somebody with an infinite bag stories. In this case, it is a king who has to basically outsmart a fellow suitor who, through a series of obligations and rank joustings, he's basically going to lose his girl to this other noble. So he has a plan that involves getting the guy to get into a bottomless sack. Basically, he's going to get dressed up as a beggar and say, "Could you please give me enough food to fill my, humble, burlap sack?" And the noble, in a display of generosity to the woman that they're fighting over, says, of course. So he puts all the food in there. Of course the bag never gets full. And he says, well, maybe if a noble gentleman such as yourself would stamp down the food so it all fit in the bag, then maybe, we would, which doesn't make sense now that I think about it, because if you stomp the food down, that would actually make more room in the bag for more food. So anyway, he gets in there, stomps it down, and he, zips him up in there, and he's stuck in there. They just start beating him, which is just like, oh my god. And they said this is the origin of the Welsh game Badger in a Bag, which is there are the notes on this state there are two kinds of versions of Badger in a Bag, the Welsh game Badger in a Bag. The first is to put a bag over a badger's hole, find some way of wrestling him out, and then when the badger tries to run out, you catch him in the bag and then you beat him to death. Games. The other one is you have somebody who is the badger who gets caught put in a bag and then gets beaten. Which is just like, all right, badger in a bag. It's what you do when you... I mean, got to say, I think that for all that people complain about video games exacerbating violent tendencies, as long as we're not playing Badger in a Bag, I think it's kind of fine to play Street Fighter, you know. Evening, Dustin. It's good to see you. So yeah, the other Infinite Bag story that I like quite a lot is the Soldier in Death. My favorite rendition of that is the Jim Henson's storybook? Storyteller. Jim Henson's Storyteller is a great series of, I think it's like mid-80s. And The Soldier in Death, I think it's on YouTube. You should definitely look it up. But yeah, so that brings us to the start of our stream. Let me hop on over. I think in between now and next time for the PS2 format on the stream, I am going to try to get one of those windows where chat shows up in the lower left, because that's kind of a lot of empty space. And now that I am at affiliate status, I can start incorporating some of those bells and whistles. Good times. Where's my control? There we are. Good evening, Ark. How are you tonight? Can you hear? Is there no audio? There we go. Good evening, Ark. Okay, no, I'm turning it up on the iPad and I can hear it coming through that, so I think it might be on your side. Whew, thank God. Was worried that the internet had lost the Badger in a Bag breakdown, which, I mean, that's a loss, right? So, Ark, if you want, I can give you a second to get that up. Take a swig of water here. Excellent. Okay, cool. No, well, I mean, I appreciate you speaking up, because with a new microphone that problem is entirely possible. So, thank you for speaking up. Okay, so we are, what's the best timestamp? 5:52 in. We left Miku in that cell that she was trapped in. Had to go run back to the Osaka house, get something. Got attacked by the woman who had wandered in, whose handbag I now have. For all I know, keeping that handbag might actually make me more likely to be cursed by her. Seems like the kind of thing you would not want to keep on your person in the village like this, but who am I to say? And then we ran back, and Miku was not there. So that, I believe, is where we are. Alright, let's take a look at our inventory. What do we have? Oh, we do also have a film reel to play. Which, what house was that in? Let's see. Kind of don't think it was in here, because we've wandered around here a lot. Kiryu house. Projector room. So that's probably a good place to go. If I can remember. Okay, this was on the second floor of... a building that is not this place. So, looks like we don't have a key in our inventory, so that's probably a good place to go. And I hope I do not get jumped once again by Drowning Lady Ghost. Actually, that's dramatically very interesting that you get to this part right here and it gets a fixed camera angle, and then it's semi-fixed, but then you get on the other end of the stream and other end of the bridge, and it's just tracking. Oh, let's see. Let's just do this real fast. Slash. All right, done. So yeah, that's interesting to me as a way of making, I guess, how they make crossing the bridge visually interesting, because it is just the same environment all the way across, which doesn't do a whole lot for staying oriented to the ghost if you're running away, but yeah. What? Mayu, not Miku. Miku was the first game. Oh, man. Okay, that is absolutely where I'm going to go then. Let's see. Was this the Kiryu house? Yes. This is it. Projector room. Yeah. Oh god, I hate this. Okay. Okay. Just gonna watch that one more time. Okay. So, closet. Different degrees of depth and closeness to the woman opening it up, but outside of the weirdness of the sort of cinematography, I'm not sure what's creepy about that. Outside of somebody obviously trying to escape hiding from a closet. You get to the top of the stairs and the audio just changes completely. So this was the door that I saw Mayu coming through. This was the way they went. Evening time, zombie. Yeah. How are you tonight? Camera? Ah! No, 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 run, run, run! Oh, nifty. Weird, after getting attacked, I had the fatal frame moment. Very generous of them, but oh, I hate when it does that. Okay, excellent. Wife getting surgery tomorrow. Well, I wish her the best of luck. I hope that turns out well for her. I know that's been going on. No, there should not be any botched surgery stuff. That's not really the kind of horror that I'm into. It's just you know, your standard broken neck, sword, mass ancestral killing fare. That's the kind of flavor I offer tonight. I think this is unique to this particular fatal frame, is that when you get grabbed by the ghosts, the camera's point of view switches to the protagonists, so you actually get to see the ghost like trying to throttle her from like first person. And in all of the other ones, I think when you get attacked by the ghost, it's just you still watch from the third person. Maybe it zooms in a little bit, but it's just you kind of like see them get shoved around. But it actually puts you in their perspective in this one, which I think is quite a bit scarier. Death's fit for a Klingon, that's right. I remember Star Trek. What? Earth must be underground. Okay, so that is Munakata's friend figuring out there is an underground something or other for the ritual. But yes, Time Zombie, Star Trek Next Generation was where I learned the word gauntlet, specifically with respect to one of Worf's Klingon rituals, because he had to go through like a corridor of Klingons, one left and right. They just like stabbed him. And then I was very confused later when I found out that gauntlet also referred to a thing on the arm. And I'm actually really interested to look at the etymology of both of those words and see if they come from the same place and why they diverged, if so, in terms of meaning. Kiryu House and the Tachibana House. I think right now we're at least... Let's see, Kiryu, Tachibana, these are both characters from the Yakuza games, and I'm wondering if there's any kind of overlap, surely not intentional, are linked by a connecting corridor and are called the Twin Houses. Twin Shroud Maidens will stay there before the ceremony and are apparently cleansed there too. Sounds like he was being made a Caesar. No, not too soon. It's fine. I think we've all come to grips with the passing of Julius. Outside may pass freely between the houses. Oh, Ark. Do you mean which words in terms of dual meanings? I was talking about gauntlet as a reference to both the thing on the wrist and the thing that you run through and kind of get harassed, dodgeball style. I'm curious where that word diverged and had two meanings, or if it is in fact two separate words that wound up having the same pronunciation. Earth Bridge. Second floor. Okay, so that's what the folklorist was talking about. The Earth Bridge, which is underground. Natural cave. Deepest point. Forbidden place. Gate to Hell is there, and the forbidden ritual is actually performed underground. I like that, just in my head, that symmetry of a bridge above and a tunnel below going across the same place feels good. Feels like a good symmetry. Oh man. Let's hear what the folklorist has to say. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Ark. This term, dating from the first half of the 1600s, comes from the word gantlope, which itself comes from the Swedish word gatlopp, for lane course. I love Germanic word pairings. They're just, it's like fireplace. It's like the most literal possible description of that particular feature possible. But it works. Refer to a form of military punishment where a man ran between two rows of soldiers who struck him with sticks or knotted ropes. Yeah, dodgeball. Old French glove. Yeah, separate etymology. There was another word that I was looking at recently, and I'm trying to remember what it is. It's a very common one. I think it's cleave. That cleave can mean to separate and also to bind. And that actually, it's actually two different Old English words that shared a third-person past tense form, and they're also just like one. The base form was just like one consonant off. So the fact that they shared a form and they were very similar wound up as the language simplified from a traditional Germanic language into English. They wound up just becoming the same word in common usage. So it's kind of a similar thing. The word duck, is it an animal or verb for dodging? That's actually also getting into dodgeball. Very dodgeball heavy stream tonight, for which I thank all of you. And yeah, duck, looking at the word duck in different languages is also fascinating. I cannot stop seeing eyes, nose, and a mouth on this radio, and it just feels like the cutest mascot. It's just like running against the spirit of the whole game's atmosphere. But yeah, so that's not a whole lot more than we saw, but let's see what Mayu's charm is updated to.
The twins' house over the bridge. Our father's house. Connected by heaven and earth. I recognize him. Salem's heart.
Okay. It's kind of hard to make out, but she's just talking about the fact that the two houses are bridged. So... okay. It's interesting that they use the term heaven for the one above, because I get the fact that it's like sky opposing earth, but heaven itself has a value judgment attached to it, whereas earth itself is neutral, and you kind of get the feeling that the one underground is actually hell, right? Because that's where the ritual is. So it's weird that they chose earth rather than hell as the translation for that. So... I'm guessing this is telling me I need to go underground to progress. Time Zombie, during the opening when I was discussing the books that I'm reading, I shared a game that I came across in the collection of Welsh folk tales that I think rivals shogi for sophistication. It's called Badger in a Bag, and you put a bag over a badger hole, rustle the badger out, and then you kick it. And the variation on this is instead of a badger, you use a living man, and then you put him in the bag, and then you beat the bag. It's deep gameplay on that one. Does heaven really have a positive implied connotation to it? I mean, that's a good question to ask, and some have. No, there is no oxygen there. It's true. Certainly not worth attempting to travel without special apparatus. Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay, that door is locked. So strange that it won't let me go back there, because that is absolutely begging the question of what's in there. Shoot. I seem to need a key. Alright, let's check the storeroom and then check upstairs. Placing a lot of trust in me to not jump scare you with unbalanced audio levels, well, I am happy to inform you that in the interim I have acquired a blue snowball mic, which has a better quality than the Logitech headset, or Logitech camera mic, and I've also got the levels capped so that they cannot exceed the green. So I got your back. Yeah, it's working out pretty well so far. Excuse me. Well, I want to say that film number 7 gave me a hint to where I need to look next, but that is an awfully generic looking sort of closet that woman crawled out of. Let's take a look at it again and see if there's any kind of distinguishing mark. Also just gonna look around and see if there's anything I did not pick up that I am meant to. Okay. Okay. No, I don't see anything unique there. Evening Knuckles. Notice a handful of Japanese games define heaven as peaceful/lawful, as opposed to themes of free will, rather than a place you go to in afterlife as a reward. Interesting. You know, that's true. I know that from other games that I've played. Right now, the example that I'm thinking of is the original Disgaea. Like, heaven is like this place of very overbearing order and you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Very authoritarian, right? You kind of see that in a lot of those anime tropes. I haven't watched a lot of anime for the past 10, 15 years, but that was true back then, I remember. Oh, hey, Nick. It's good to see you. Let's see. Hold on one second. I remember your Twitter handle, but also forget them in favor of. Okay, yes, Nick. Yes, that was that was the name I was placing to your handle, and I wanted to make sure I was correct. Yes. It's good to see you out here. I know that we have, yeah, I know that we have a lot of game interest in common from just some of the stuff you posted on Twitter, and I'm actually curious. I haven't seen you put Fatal Frame or any of these other sort of PS2 era Japanese games up as your favorites, but they seem within your range of interest. I'm curious what you think of them. Let's see if our Dark Souls Raiden has anything to say to us. Love the camera dynamic? Yeah. I hear bells.
Yai, can we still save her?
She might have gone to my house. My house will be locked for the purification ceremony. I thought that said putrefaction ceremony, which would be very wrong. You'll have to go through the Kiryu house, use the bridge.
Yai, both of you need to leave this village. We can't keep letting them perform that ritual.
We can't keep letting them perform that ritual. Makes it almost sound like a wrist slap, right? Like, no! Bad village. No more ritual. Almost brought out your PS3 to play the first Fatal Frame. Oh man, it's worth it. If you can, I think it's kind of like getting into cold water, you know? If you can just get past that first level, then I think you can kind of get a sense of whether or not you're going to be able to sustain through the rest of the game. Have difficulty caring about the protagonists, whereas in Siren, you feel that the protags are very strong. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I think what makes, I guess like I haven't articulated this, but I think that what makes the protagonists, or rather not what makes them work, but the way that they work is, at least in the first two games, everybody is a sort of a return to some past trauma that they have some sort of lineage connection to. So the individual is sort of this empty vessel into which the entire story of the trauma is poured, and they're the ones that take that, they sort of like ingest it and then turn it into a redemption. So even if they themselves don't have a lot of personality, like Miku and her name isn't Saya, but Mio, are fairly unadorned. They do. Their story is basically the village's or the mansion's story, and that works because they have some sort of redemptive connection to it. But I think you're right. Comparing this to Siren, the Siren characters, they have motivations, they have desires, they have flaws, and that makes for interesting storytelling. Moreover, the individual as vessel for heritage is actually it is a theme that I have seen recur in some of the Japanese fiction and movies that I've been watching and reading more of, and so that is a lens that suggests itself. Maybe not the only one, maybe not even the right one to understand these stories' characterizations through. But the novel Thousand Cranes, Paper Cranes. Hold on one second. That's gonna bug me. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Thousand Cranes by Yasunari Kawabata is that is a novel that explores that through a gentler touch than a horror motif, but it actually does that particular theme lends itself very well to a ghost story. I've seen it done in more compelling ways than other works. Yeah, that's fair. Is there something else I meant to get here? I think the for Fatal Frame, for me, the atmosphere is well done. The camera work is very good, and there's also just an element of nostalgia for this style of game design that makes it compelling to me just at the start. That's a good framing. What am I missing? Actually am stuck. And yeah, on the note of that theme of sort of like individual standing in for heritage, it's very tricky to do that well in an interesting way, I think, because I don't know, your standard sort of like reincarnation story is a little simpler and a little blunter than that. So yeah, Kawabata's handling of it has a great deal of depth. That's it's worth looking at. On the heaven law discussion has to do with how Japan interprets what a deity is, more tied to Earth, can be controlled, killed, how much or how little they're prayed to or worshipped. Yeah, I've as that being a basis of the killing god in JRPGs, that's I have heard that before as well, and I mean that makes sense as a reason for it. That I remember reading that the maybe something closer to the spirit of that act in a JRPG is killing a god rather than killing God, capital G. I think you get that flavor more clearly in the sort of true endings of the Persona games, at least Personas 4 and 5, as I've experienced them. And I gotta say, I think I'm just straight up stuck. Let's take a look at my map. Okay, that hasn't given me what I need. Back of the Kiryu house. Maybe that will render something? Oh, that old tree connects the two part. Well, oh, in Lost, I mean, like, okay, there we go. I'm on the right path. Oh, wild. Lantern even goes out, the save lantern even goes out when you're in the presence of a neutral ghost. Oh, creepy. My sense of directions in direction in games is pretty good. Um, Weirdly enough, because I wind up traversing cities in games more often than I do like an actual city, I have more maps of fictional places in my head than in real. Something shows in the photo. That looks like a well. Okay. I gotta take a picture of this well in order to proceed. Let's see. Tolkien and pen and paper RPG settings are full of regular people defeating incarnations of gods. Uh, wouldn't be so quick to relate everything to Japan exclusive culture. That's interesting. Yeah, no, that's true. The more you get into those adventures where you have like, I don't know, greater degrees of superhumanity that you hit your sort of like Asgard and Olympian levels of entity, then yeah, you get into the same area. Oh, wild. It's really cool how the photographs capture a variety of poses that I'm not even paying attention to as I'm taking the pictures, but I think that right there is really creepy. So it's interesting that they manipulate the characters so that they're more than just a single pose. Alright, so first place I'm going to try is this the shrine. Man in shadows. Creepy. I think that overlap is doubly interesting arc. If you get into areas like, I don't know, like the Dark Souls games, right, where FromSoft is drawing a great deal of inspiration from all sorts of cultural sort of backgrounds and imaginate. I'm going to call it imaginative lores and mythologies. Oh man, there's so many layers to the audio. Mare's been enshrined in front of the altar. The crimson butterfly picture. Okay. This is cool. And I don't like it. Okay. Alright, good. There's nothing to be done here. Dealing with that nightmare, fuel awaits another day. Or maybe another hour, depending upon how fast we get through this. Okay. On the face of it, I would think that hole is a connecting passage between these places, but apparently not. The other place I think that that well could be is in the underground area that I access through Osaka House. SMT, Chaos, and Order are reminiscent of lawful, chaotic dichotomy in D&D. Yeah, I agree. That, I remember from the endings in SMT and Catherine, I think they break them down into, like, bad, good, and true. And the true distinction is interesting to me because it seems to imply something more nuanced than just true as in correct or canonically, you know, well, canonical. There's always felt like there's more to that word than immediately meets the eye. No, I don't take it as you disagreeing with Knuckles. I just think that when you're dealing with things that are RPG heavy, I don't. Those are just really such cross-cultural. There's so much cross-cultural influence in the way those games are made and have developed that. Yeah, there we go. It's fair to broaden or open the floor. Let's see, Osaka House entrance is down this way. I was trying to think if the way they've designed this feels like a village or just a mansion with a bigger central corridor. I'm leaning toward it does feel like a village, probably because of things like this right here, where there is a division between walking around outside and walking indoors, that these houses have their own unique identities, as opposed to Fatal Frame 1, where everything just seamlessly loads. Okay, that's a hidden staircase. Nocturne. I bought Nocturne on PS3, and I still have not finished it. I think I played it back in 2015. Evening time, zombie. Good luck to you and your wife. My heart is with both of you. Okay, not this place. Shoot, where's the well? Underground passages. Ceremony where we stop hell and also storage closet. I'm gonna say there's enough junk in my storage rooms that they could probably stop hell too. Just take one look around outside and go, oh god, I am not wading through that. That's interesting, Knuckles. Did they recently release a remaster of that? I'm a little behind on that news. Last I paid attention to Atlas was when they did the Persona 5 Royal release. Oh, Oh, for Switch. Nifty. I mean, based on what I know from the design of this game, they typically don't put the you know, thing you have to photograph or unearth that far away from the lock it needs to open. So I'm leery of going all the way back to the big mansion across the bridge, but I'm not finding anything locally that fits that description. Evening, Grayling. Got salted by an ad when you opened the link. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Was that an ad associated with the channel? I know I approved the affiliate status, but I wasn't aware they were going to stick ads on it straight away. Oh my god, they split Dante out of Nocturne into a DLC? Oh, that's brutal. That was easily my favorite moment in Nocturne, when it became clear that Capcom's Devil Hunter was there. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's got the subscribe thing there. Honestly, I've got the affiliate thing set up so that there can be custom emotes which have been requested and which will be fun. I think that finally going through and updating all of those Twitch bells and whistles will be a good project for this week. Yes, Knackles, that is my recollection of Dante in Nocturne as well. He is... Oh, God! He is absolutely himself. Wait, what did that camera angle change to? Okay, that's gonna open at some point, I imagine. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, honestly, the most devastating advertising technology would be if they could somehow harness ghosts and their ability to appear and surprise. Would absolutely be a memorable campaign. Alright, just a chasm. Okay, back to the big old mansion it is. There was a well in the basement. Let's take a look at the file. There's a well in the basement. That looks like an awful lot of... I don't think that's it. That's a different well. Yeah, shots like this one, I think it's good to start out the game with this particular panning shot with a miss, because even though like once you're on the ground, it is easy to make this complex feel like just basically a big mansion. Having the establishing shot fixes it early in your imagination where you're going, and that seems smart. Knackle, your Twitch handle has poked something in the back of my brain that I'm remembering, and it's taken me a little while to remember what it was, but your Twitch handle is a spelling out of the sort of mnemonic I used to remember the chemical composition of salt in high school chemistry. It's NaCl. Which I don't remember what those stand for offhand. Yeah, so it would say knackle. And we would show a fist because it sounds like knuckle. And when you're writing up the test, there's a knuckle there, and you figure out the mnemonics you can, right? But yeah, it's knackle plus S for salt. So knackles. Ah, jeez, that's H. Ah, God. No, 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 no. Okay, this might be the way I need to go. Ghost, the ultimate mnemonic. Remember me? I don't know if I'm going to get the kind of high point scoring shot that I want out of these guys. Oh wow, that's gonna run around? Ha! Nerds. Come on, take a swing at me. I dare ya. Ghosts seem very devoted to the strafe. Whew. All right. Yes, mnemonics stick with you far too long. Well, I mean, yeah, it's interesting that the mnemonic for a standardized test has stuck with me, but the only thing that I needed to remember is that I needed to write down NaCl. I don't actually remember the broader body of knowledge that relates to, so the mnemonic was for the test, not for the information. That's a problem with standardized testing as a way of gauging knowledge. Just tests how well you can take a test. Oh, weird. Another person mentioned that. Oh, good. I'm glad that that mnemonic has got some shared cultural purchase there. Double kill, but in the Halo announcer voice. Yeah, that would add a new layer to Fatal Frame for sure. Would absolutely have a Fatal Frame protagonist for Smash. Alright, let's see if the well that's downstairs is in fact the well we need. Oh god. Rule of Rose, that is a dark game. Is this... No, this is not the well I'm looking for. Smash's dessert fork. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, even for games with for series that have like mature edges, like Bayonetta or whatever, you can always think of ways to soften them enough to make them appropriate for the Smash franchise. But I don't think that Rule of Rose would is really subject to that. Well, if you happen to own that game, you have a very, very rare disc. When I went shopping for it, well, not shopping for it, but I was shopping for used games and I saw it, and it was priced at something like $250. Alright, so I'm going to turn away from chat for a second and figure out exactly where I need to go, because I've walked over every piece of ground that suggests itself as an avenue. And now it's time to look on the internet. Oh, thank God the old Game Facts text FAQs are still up. I have a feeling this FAQ is written for a version of the game that was maybe not the official English release. Yeah, Knuckles, Travis in Smash would be awesome. I mean, I think he is after a fashion now. I think they gave him one of the Mii skins, but which is kind of perfect for Travis Touchdown. Oh yeah, Dustin just said that. Does this game have a spooky AFK Easter egg? The first one did, and so did the second one. So does the third one. But this might actually... I'm going to take a quick break here and Also, so yeah, three things are going to happen. One, I'm going to leave the game running so we can see if it's got an AFK thing. Two, I'm going to take a quick break. Three, I'm going to grab Samson so we can have a very important panda moment before before we resume. Also, I'm going to try to see where the hell I need to go next. Yes, coffee time. I'm going to step out into the other room and convene with my Mr. Saturns. But first, just in case this game does have random encounters that are triggered by delaying, I'm going to save it before I let it go AFK. A No More Heroes 1 and 2 collection? I'm surprised they haven't bundled those together yet. Though, I am personally fine with just one. I played 2 when it came out and did not keep that one. Felt like there was something about the spirit of 1 that it just didn't quite carry over for me. But, be right back. here for the creepy. Oh wow, that's uniquely distressing. I don't like that at all. So I'm here with an antidote. This is the good news, and if I'm being honest, this is actually a very convincing reason to have a cat. Is you know, if I'm asked to defend any kind of belief in the supernatural or fear of ghosts on a rational basis, I've got plenty to indicate that I don't, in fact, believe in ghosts. But then if you look at how I actually behave and the decisions that I make and the places that I avoid and the reasons I do so, I clearly believe in ghosts. And one of the more compelling reasons to keep a cat around is because they can see them and thwart them. Which is why I can deal with a game like this. Fairy repellents, not ghost repellents. I mean, I think there's enough ambiguity between the two to make an argument that they do double duty. I'm gonna say that I have never been attacked by a single ghost while in the presence of a cat. And on that note, the use of cats as fairy repellents in oh yeah, that's right, Duracine. Forgot about that. Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna put this guy back where he wishes to belong. So, yes, evening dream balm. Catching up on chat. Oh yeah, 2 is not a Suda game, so I did feel that absence. It seemed to kind of amplify. I don't want to say it amplified the wrong things about No More Heroes, but it amplified the things that I was less interested in. Also, that final fight with Bat Jr. is just... I was clawing my eyes out by the end of it. Although I do think it is kind of brilliant to make the final boss getting revenge against you for harassing the obscure figure who is the just plot justification behind all your BS grind, kill, get paid missions. That's kind of cool. Yes, Dreambomb, I agree. It just kind of became crass rather than crass and reflective. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine who's also into samurai movies and who is in fact recommending me films in order to help catch up, is that those samurai movies managed to use that sort of like whole Chambara sort of action mode to explore a lot of philosophical and personal depth concerns. So I kind of feel like Suda's work is in that same area. And yeah, thank you, Grayling. It took me a second as I talked through it to remember, like, oh wait, yes, that is in fact Duracine. All right, so I don't know who this woman is. I don't think she's plot relevant, but I am actually hearing that there is an audio component to this too, which is neat. It's nice to hear there's kind of a skittery static sound whenever the screen does its little grain effect. And this is also a much more robust like face that they're showing on here than they do in Fatal Frames 3, 4, and they don't even show a face in Fatal Frame 1. They're also kind of doing a Samara eyeball between the drooping hair thing. And no, not the screensaver I would go for either. So after looking on the internet while, or rather after convening with Samson, getting his opinion, that's what we're going to call it, on being stuck, it turns out I was correct. The key to this lock is not, in fact, that far off. And it's right here. That image has shown up more than once, and it always makes me think of the Dracula's second form in Castlevania 3 on the NES. The one with the heads and the drippy nose and the everything. Thought I heard a whisper. I'm not very excited by that. Alright, so we are now going into the Kiryu house from a better angle. Oh, good! New chapter title. Weird. No, don't do that. So wait, dazed doll and dazed girl? Weird. I guess they're two different subjects. And I guess you could probably photograph both of them in the same frame. It's just very interesting to see a doll represented as a ghost. And it's very faint, but you can hear a sort of chanting men's voices in the distance in either ear. I don't like this. Ooh. Liking this less and less as I look at it. There's a very faint voice in my left ear that said, "Don't kill me." Yes, almost certainly attacked in that room. That's the experience I'm here for. I mean, is the noose just is that a standard storage? Not anywhere in the world? It's not creepy ghost mass murdering? Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, no, Let's just take all the mystique out of this. Strangely enough, it actually deflates the tension. Let's see. Take a photograph for remnants of Kool-Aid Man. And I don't remember who wrote it, but yes, Dante for Smash seems like an obvious choice. So I heard this, I heard what sounded like a broadcast. I'm wondering if part of the ambient audio in this is partly explained by the fact that I am technically carrying the Spirit Radio with me. Oops. Yeah, I do have this thing on me, in my sort of like hammer space, infinite invisible inventory, and I'm wondering if, as this story's been going on, this thing has actually been amplifying like unknown voices.
A ritual. One sister kills the other. The one half is the remaining.
I'm curious what that is, Grayling. Unfortunately, I cannot open it on the iPad without risking it crashing. It is an old machine. I'm glad you enjoy the game as a spectator. That's the service I provide. Alright. You sense something moving in the dim passage beyond. I mean, I can damn sure tell you I would not be playing this game with headphones under any other circumstances other than streaming it. So this enables me to get a richer experience and also stay within the realm of possibility. Yes, Dreambomb. They really figured out what they're doing in between the first and second one, which honestly was not that big of a leap. As we mentioned in a couple of other streams, this game went into development likely almost immediately after the first one was released. I imagine the sales on the first one gave enough publisher confidence to immediately turn it around. And yeah, Knuckles, it's actually a little more textured than the first game because it does have more sort of like holes and apertures that you can look through in first person to get a sense of the environment. Grayling, this takes place in All Gods Village. It is a village that used to be responsible for hosting some sort of hell-binding ritual that involved the, one twin killing another. They borked it, as is frequent in the Fatal Frame series. There are apparently many hell-binding rituals all over Japan that get screwed up and lead to cursed estates, based on the number of games. And the entire village disappeared into the nether space of ritual failure. Excuse me. So that's where we're at. It doesn't identify a particular prefecture, I don't think, where this village was supposed to have been. Okay. Well, they're giving me combat film and healing items, which does not bode well. Sound design of this game is spot on. Kind of quality ghost game you get from a director who truly believes in ghosts. Yep. That's interesting framing. God, every damn door in this place is locked. Yeah, they do good things with the camera angles in this that are different from the Resident Evil borrowing from Romero style of camera angles. Possibly because the interiors are much smaller on the whole than the Spencer Mansion's looming rooms. Want to pummel me for saying that, but it's not an intentional joke. I'm curious which it was. It's entirely possible, but I kind of forget what I say. Watched a vid by Tara Devlin, mentioned that the audio guys thought that a ghost possessed the game. An audio track that no one claimed responsibility for. Oh, interesting. That's that's good urban legend stuff right there. Oh God. Things covered because they are too forbidden to be seen are very distressing. Oh, interesting framing. No, that was in fact not intentional, but under any other circumstance I would take credit for it. Everything seems to come in pairs in this room. I think probably the most frightening ghost experience I have had was through an ARG, a web ARG that was run by a friend of mine, and it was on a message board. They created a user account especially for hosting it, and it was very scary. Oh God, the weaponized film just keeps getting stronger, which actually makes me really nervous because it's really easy to screw that up. Oh, weird. What is this? Sort of coffee press? Oh, weird. It looks simultaneously like ritual furniture, and then from another angle like technology. That's really interesting. Oh, evening, Knuckles. It's good to see you. If you come on back, I'm going to be doing Super Mario 35 as a tension releaser after this. So it's good seeing you, and hope to see you again soon, Nick. Faster, faster! Okay. Sitting doll. Why are they called dolls? Okay. My hands closed around Azami's neck. Soft, warm, alive, my grip seemed to cause her so much pain at the very end. The veiled priest came to help me. But Azami said she wanted only me to do it. Became one with Azami, but now she's gone. I can't talk about it anymore. Father brought Azami back. All I could do was apologize. She forgave me. The killing is over now. No more. I'll never hurt anyone again. I'll never let anyone kill again. Father says Azami has been possessed and he's trying to kill her. He's trying to kill Azami. I won't let him do it. I wonder if this involves the doll, and the doll is something that the lost spirit was sort of poured into. Okay. A somewhat distressing interpretation of some of the ambient noise during those crystal radio moments occurred to me, that maybe the crystal itself contains this vocalized memory, but the utterances and the growls that you hear are actual environmental spirits using the moment of reading the crystal as a way of speaking to you, kind of in the margins of that communication. Which is interesting. I've only played a couple of ARGs in my day, and I think it's an experience worth having if you can do it at least once and find a good one. Yeah, I'm not into this. Oh no. Crap. Alright. Camera up. Oh crap. Child. Yes. Ah, shoot. Oh no 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 no! I don't know where it is. There it is. This should just do it. Oh god. Oh god. Teleporting! Teleporting! No, 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 no! Oh, good. Camera's up. That should do it. Ah. Oh god, god, it's right there. Alright. Thank God. Oh, man. The children enemies in another part of the game did the same thing where they would take a while to approach you and then disappear, and you couldn't really get a quick lock on them. And I get that the combat in this game is supposed to be a little more slow burn, but that's just a little kind of actually winds up deflating the tension, because then I start trying to think about it as a game rather than as an environment. Yes, the ghosts do go through the environment. I mean, you got to say, like, having ghosts or non-corporeal characters sure makes clipping less of a problem. Ooh, film reel. I'm gonna hate playing that. Oh yeah, and better. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion is a game that Time Zombie, who was on the stream in stream chat earlier, has recommended frequently that I pick up. Pull up my camera. What do you? Is there something in particular you wanted to look at? Ah, Jesus! Oh my god. Did you know that was gonna happen? Wow. Oh man. Evening, Go. Wow. Just gonna savor that for a moment. I don't think I've actually gotten a full on just like yelp out of any of these games yet. That was great. Stupid jump scare kid. Yeah, Dustin, you missed it. It was a pretty good jump scare, and it got me good. That, again, is an instance how this game rewards poking around your environment a little more than the first one did. Okay. Oh, cool, here I am. One of my least favorite rooms. Alright. Let's watch a movie. It's just something ridiculous like the final fight scene from Sword of Doom. Okay, that... looks like... that's probably the ritual screwing up, if my instinct on Fatal Frame archives is on mark. Yeah, no, it would just be that extra level of redundancy, right? To have the what do you call it? Attract mode movie play. Use my camera to see better. Yo, you mean the film? Actually, that's okay. It's obvious in retrospect. I'm just gonna brace myself for what I'm sure is a jump scare. I wonder what happens, and I might regret this, if I take a picture while it plays. Okay. Well, that turned out well. And I didn't get attacked. So, yeah. That's interesting. It's also interesting looking at how the photos turn out, because there's already a bit of graininess on the video footage itself and you can kind of see that once that graininess is processed through whatever filter they use to make the snapshots into snapshots, it's even fuzzier. Nothing gonna happen. It's oh god. Seems like a slightly missed opportunity, but I'm okay with that right now. Different place shows in the photo. Is that the family altar? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the heads up. If it were a hole in the doll next to it would probably be twins. 2 buttons carved with the family crest and the box like. Oh man. Heads up. There's nothing about this room I like. It's also kind of surprising that she just, without my bidding, just finds a couple of buttons, just starts slapping them. That's totally what you want to do in a cursed environment. Akane damaged the mechanism to access the passageway, and she took part of the doll. I have to restore the twin doll to normal, drop the possessed doll of Azami into the asterisk to send that spirit back to hell. but that path was the only way to blank. Oh, interesting. This is the use of effigies is actually introducing a whole nother level of sort of like folkloric ritual taboo to this scenario. Yeah, definitely special purpose. Totally expect that, I mean, clearly I've got to find that doll's missing head. Yeah, it's definitely not just the playroom. I have played the first, fourth. I played this many years ago. We're actually playing this on my copy that I bought just like 2 years after it was released. Yeah. And I played through most of 3 twice, but have not actually finished it. Okay. This does not look like the family altar room. Let's see. Deluxe tatami room. Regular tatami room. Hanging doll room. Entrance. Okay. Oh, nifty. There's a little shot of the defining visual feature in the upper right-hand corner. Had not noticed that feature of this map before, but that's actually a very smart thing to do. Is there someplace... Hallway of contrasts. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the case and the receipt. This was, let's see. This was Austin, Texas. Invoice date 9404. So yeah, this is legit original and in pretty good condition too. I think it's the only I've got the first one on disc, but it's a Blockbuster repurchase, so it's got all those stickers and everything on it. This one's pretty clean. Where is my sending me the receipt with a not found error? How do you mean? Oh yeah, that was changing audio tracks. Is it ambient? Or have I walked into a scenario? Yeah, this is... The Fatal Frame series is one of the weirder ones for kind of a lot of the port politics of this generation of hardware, because that and Silent Hill 2, I mean, even though the Xbox did not do as well in Japan, these games, the Xbox versions got more more gameplay modes, more difficulties, more endings, and everything like that. It's a strange dynamic that I don't think happened very often, but I know it happened with Fatal Frame and Silent Hill 2. You know, you're right. The timer doesn't stop when it paused. Okay, maybe this door unlocks. Oh, emphasis on the 404. I see. I absolutely don't listen to myself when I talk. So that probably is my flaw. There. Family altar? Go, I'm picking up that you are a fan of the series and have played many of them. Or at least this is definitely not your first time around the block on Fatal Frame 2. Have I been through here before? New area? Yes, new area. Oh, that's just a save lamp. Okay. But it is a fine time to reach out and hold my memory card's hand and say, "Comfort me," with the surety that I will not die. Silent Hill 2 on PC with the Enhanced Edition mod. I'm not familiar with that. I mean, Silent Hill 2 on the PC, yes. Unless there's been like a different release of it. I'm only aware of the first, the first release back in the early aughts on PC. One of the custom emotes should be Blue Hills Water. Let me, let's see. Let's make a note of that. Alright. If you have a reference for something that specifically looks like that, I will gladly take a look at it. And yeah, the custom emotes library is very unformed right now. The closest thing I can think of is maybe the Deltahead eye. But yeah, planning that out is, well, I haven't planned any of it out. Oh god. Pinned down. Oh. Oh yeah, that didn't end well. I am surprised at the lack of skeletons in these environments. Oh, right! Blue Hills Water, the right now, that from Shattered Memories. That's so good. Oh. God. This is where we wanted to be. Oh, weird. The light kind of clips through the environment there. Actually, I'm wondering if... So, the thought that occurs to me to explain that is that unless there's not supposed to be a wall there, they might have just like left the collision out because you're not gonna or look at it, or maybe there's collision but no wall. Ah, Jesus. Yes. Thank you for linking that to me. I'm gonna go back in the archives and make sure that that should be up in the clips section of the channel. But if it's not, I'll make sure that it is. Well, I thought that this was the family altar room, but I guess not. It's our, oh, we got a lot of points to spend. Yeah, we can max this out. Oh. There was a voice over here. Oops. Oh, weird. Another save lantern right off. Have I been here before? No, I have not. Gray, I agree that stun is, stun's the one I'm going to invest in. Presumably, if you stun them, you can continue seeing them. We'll find out, I guess. Dustin, yeah, I did a stream of Shattered Memories several months ago. Unfortunately, that was still while my technology was getting itself worked out, so much of it was so poor quality it was essentially unsalvageable. But it's worth checking out. God. Ever since that woman crawled out of one of these, I have not been happy with them. I mean, you get attacked by a disfigured spirit out of one kimono box. You can't really assume that's what's going to happen with all kimono boxes, but you do anyway. It's just where spirits go to chill out and do whatever. Alright. So, it's especially eerie because this is just its own little dead end, right? Okay. So, to the right then. Oh, does this connect me to the Kiryu house? It does not. Alright, wow, there's a lot to explore here. Alright. Give me 1 sec. We're gonna stay here and hug our friend Kimono Box. Gonna take a quick break and grab some more water. I'll be right back. number 2. Evening Mexican Sting. This is the second panda break that we're bringing to this stream. Yeah, I know it's a quality moment in every streamer's life when they can be visited by the panda of fortune, which is exactly what he is. I like to believe that as he sits in my arms and stares in all the angles and directions, that he is not in fact looking for a way to escape, but is observing the ghosts that he is keeping at bay with his powerful feline gaze. Also, there might be a spider up there, it's hard to tell, but there we go. There we go, he's a good boy. Alright, come on, we're ready to get down. Okay. Evening, Master Bismuth. It's good to see you. Oh, it's great. I'm seeing some Saturday people here on Tuesday. It's a good night. Yes. Yes, that's the spider that's doing the dishes. He was looking for it and wondering where it was, and that's where it is. You get a lot more dishes done with the old 8 legs thing, but you think that's true, but in fact you need to... Oh my god, it's even worse. There. It's that's a powerful testament toward hating life that I'm seeing on my TV screen. So yeah, before this is actually really interesting because the first time this happened, which we did as a test to see if there was an AFK screensaver thing. It was a woman who was doing kind of the Samara, kind of like looking down, and there's the eye and the hair and everything. This is much more, but you could actually see more details on that, so it looked more like a photograph. This is much more distressing. Placid man, a floofy tuxedo. You are correct. Mexican Sting, it is in fact a blanket. This is it's not a towel. It is a full covering, and I don't. The thing's been around about since as long as I have, so that's a very 70s design there. Grayling, I have not in fact been eaten by a grue. If I have, there's an emergency stream stop protocol in the event of grue. Yes, the faces can be different. And I don't like it. But, okay, so we're actually at a pretty exciting point because there are lots of places to explore that we haven't checked out yet, and new areas have opened up. So let's see. This is taking us downstairs. It's like the other place takes us downstairs too. Oh, into a cutscene. Ah, Jesus. Who is it and where is it? I feel like I'm running right toward it. I am. Where is it? Oh, God. Alright. I'm clutching this vial of, I don't know, rosemary, as I'm guessing the herbal medicine that's in there. And I'm just gonna wait to see where I get attacked. Tell me her face isn't like giving the sup face. Yeah, no, she's just definitely falling to her death. And it's like, yo, hey. Alright. Well, she doesn't seem... Ah! Where the hell is she? Alright, when I move back and forth here, a certain audio effect switches between my left and right ear, so I'm assuming that means that's where she is. Oh hey, there's plenty of room to maneuver down here. Oh god! That's where she is. Oh, this is just awful. Give me a fatal frame moment here. Oh, come on! Oh, God, her leg is all twisted. Oh, that's awful. I gotta say, for a respawning entrance, that's pretty stylish, if maybe comical the fourth or fifth time. Yeah, I think the second or third time, like, she screams, you kind of panic, but then after that, when she start getting into, like, oh, this is a game, how can I play it mode, it gets a little silly. And, yeah, Grayling, Luigi's Mansion, I hear, is a solid game. Okay. I get this done. And I'll never have to fight a ghost again. Okay. Something is glowing red among the pieces of the broken clock. Is it a stone? Spodumene. I kind of wonder if I had a background in geology, if I would be able to just, like, know how these things are pronounced by looking at them for the first time.
Coming. If I am swallowed by the darkness, if I must suffer that,
That's interesting. A lot of her stuff is a lot clearer than most of those crystals are, but it kind of still fades out the end, so the other half of that conditional is lost. If I am swallowed by the darkness, then Spodomania sounds like a drug that's hot on the streets. It's true. And as I'm looking through this, I can only imagine, like, the kind of, what is it, what's the currency in Resident Evil 4? Oh, I'm just killing my own joke here. Anyway, Leon only brings the guy spinels, but if Mayu brings him, like, all these things, what are you selling? She's got to, like, make a fortune out of this. Pesetas, thank you. I was thinking pesos, but I'm like, no, it's more than just that. Meme way of pronouncing Spider-Man. That's funny. Where does this take me? Is this, oh! Okay. So that all makes sense. Okay, cool. This is my Dark Souls-esque. We are looping you back around to connect to the starting point door. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, wait. Let's, no. There. She wants her $5 back. She loaned it to you for lunch, and lunch only. That landing sound effect also adds to the comedy. Kind of reminds me of trying to get into one of those god-awful laying on your back yoga poses. God-awful for like the first 5 minutes that it takes to try to get into it, and then pretty nifty once you manage it. Screaming is also accurate to my attempt to get into those poses. Okay. Alright, can I level up my camera now for all that? I can. Alright. Alright, stun. Function power up. Yes. Evening Viper, it's good to see you. I saw on your Twitter that you were playing with some, was it new audio equipment? Or is it just old stuff that's worth being excited about? Let's just go ahead and save that. Got an audio recorder, congratulations. Like an environmental audio recorder, so you can get like, I don't know, environmental sound effects like crackling fire, doors opening and closing, that sort of thing. Is Viper my competition? I mean, we are destined to fight, but I don't know if you call that competition, more of a kind of a fated fraternity scenario. He gets to name the place, I get to name the weapons. It's that sort of situation. Oh, you want to split a donut? Okay, your sister cuts, you choose. That sort of thing. Okay, so... Oh, this brings me back around here. Okay. So this completes my visualization of this place. What? There's one more door down there that I need to open. That's right. Field recording, dictation, interviews, band recordings. That's fantastic. That's really cool that you're all... I mean, to my knowledge, you have been mainly in music and not full-on sound design. But that's cool that your interests and activities are extending into sound design beyond music. Yeah, Viper and I have been buds for a long time. Okay. So, I still haven't found that family altar. That I need to get the doll's head so I can progress. Okay. Ah, Jesus. Okay. I don't want to get out of the pause menu. That's fantastic, Viper. I don't... Is Demon's Tilt, is that a pinball game? Please talk to me. I've... Gotta deal with this. Alright. Yeah, the ghost just pieced out. Looks like one of those magazine racks you see in every Resident Evil game. That's fantastic, congratulations. I remember you announcing that game's release, but I didn't know that you had that kind of involvement in it. Is this door just boarded up? Okay. So I haven't gone to the right here. Alright. Oh, this place. I am way more stressed out playing this than The Evil Within. This gets at many more of the horror things that actually scare me. Oh, and you asked what's after this and The Evil Within 2. I'm not sure yet. I've been kind of piecing this together as I go along. Wait, this seems like an area that I did not explore fully, but got sidetracked in. Oh, it's the damn stairway room. Okay. I am so not cool just randomly raising my camera to look through windows and things now. Oh, thank you. Well, the room looks empty, but don't feel too good about that. Oh, God. Yeah, you definitely carry around a small arsenal. So, a gun does worlds for my level of security in the presence of ghosts, however much that makes sense. Yeah. If you look on the, if you look at the playlists on the Deltahead Media YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of some of the Resident Evils. I also did Resident Evil Dead Aim. Oh God, if I get down there, she's probably gonna start screaming again, and falling and dying, replaying over and over again. Um, yeah, that's there. Sliding screen room. Connecting corridor. Okay. And so there's some more obscure Resident Evil things there. Yeah, I really want like a mini map or something, because I'm having a devil of a time keeping myself oriented. So this takes me into the Kiryu house. Oh, no, I was in the Kiryu house, and I still need to get over there. Oh. This is new. Oof. I'm guessing that's the folklorist, as this particular flavor of sacrifice to the hell pit. Yep, that's it. So he did not, in fact, make it out. Okay. Okay. Okay, twins room does not have what I need. Doll room is where I need to go. You know, I don't think I solved the puzzle, but I'm just going to go back there and check just in case. Who was recording those? That is always the question whenever you see that sort of like visual archives, right? Oh, God, I hope that child ghost isn't here. is that the family shrine? Alright, I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little stumped here, and visited every place I can think of at least once. So I'm gonna go look this up. I'll be right back. Alright. I think this might give us an answer. So I need to go back to the room where the broken neck lady fell. They can find. Yeah, I gotta say, even outside of, you know, appreciating the graphics and the design and everything like that, the experience of not progressing through a game as quickly as you thought you might, because you're like, what the hell do I do? Because you like overlooked exactly one pixel on your map, is maybe truer to the whole generation of games experience than otherwise, because games now really don't like for you to feel this sense of bewilderment or being lost. Yeah, Viper, there are some areas that I'm pretty sure we'll return to where the color palette changes pretty remarkably. To such an extent that you will be walking through an area and your character, the character model will go from colored to grayscale. Gonna scream? Gonna fall? Yep. You know what? Sure, free points. Kind of surprised that she doesn't like tackle you on her way down or something. No, Grayling, this is actually a weird one-off ghost. Most of them that are sort of stage scenarios don't repeat like this. It makes it very weird. It makes me wonder if it's like a bug or something, because it's such a one-off in that regard. And yeah, I think that speaking of sound design, what that ghost is doing is what you don't want your sounds to do in a game, is to lose their really lose their identity from being repeated in a comical scenario like that. Okay, so there should be a family altar room somewhere over here. I'm back in the tatami room hallway. Twins room. That. Those doors. Oh, Jesus H. Yeah. You're doing a good job of getting me. Alright. How am I oriented? Okay. So I'm going to turn 180 degrees, and then I'm going to go slightly to my character's right, and then just go forward. So this way, kind of. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the tension is actually getting a little more than I think my nervous system can carry. I might need to play some Super Mario Brothers 35 in a second to deal with this. All right, there's our altar. Why kill? Why? Oh. Fantastic. Oh, missed it. No, everyone likes the... Oh. Something through the crack there. Okay. I think I just heard a door open and close. Well, this is the place in the photo. Just gonna save my game here. And I gotta just be totally honest, the tension on that is just a little too thick. And I think I need a break from it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab the Switch, and I'm gonna bring it in here, and we're gonna play some Mario 35 to try to de-escalate that, because it's getting a little too much for me. No Grayling, you don't have to press twice to open the doors. It just there's what you're probably noticing is the delay. I think the way they handle the loads in this game, because there are very few load screens, is it loads the next room when you start opening the door, and so there's maybe a little bit of a pause there. So yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna cut the stream for a second while I readjust the setup. I'll be right back. Oh my god. It's like this is why I like Fatal Frame so much as a horror series, is this kind of experience where you just you just got to step away, because the burn is so slow, and it's so sustained, and even when the jump comes out and gets you, it doesn't really entirely sort of discharge the tension that's been built up, so you're just kind of left with it, which makes it just really this amazing horror experience. I think, you know, the old Aristotelian idea about like drama being like this cathartic moment to really just kind of like take all the noxious emotions and purge yourself from them, and that's where all the pathos comes in, and that's why drama and theater are so good. Horror is actually very good for that as well, but this game, it never purges 100%. So you're still stuck with that sort of like this fire that's built up, and it's it's good, but you got to have something outside of it to sort of like push all that into, which is why a solid action game is on the menu. So yeah, I'll be right back.